And once again, there's Edward's innocent theme, his theme of the heart. And as I'd mentioned before, often they get cut off and are truncated. But there was a case where it was truncated intentionally. Once again, it just seemed to play the perfect length, just as it was. But we didn't want it to complete the door shutting. Felt like it should shut off the music. It's shutting off Kim to Edward. And so that was a intentional truncation there. Between Pee-wee's Big Adventure coming out, I thought, okay, pretty good. And 5 films later, Beetlejuice, and 5 films later after that, Batman, and roughly 5 films after that was Edward Scissorhands. It was kind of a joke for a while, the 1st, the 5th, the 10th, and the 15th. And in between each of Tim's every 5 films being a Tim Burton film, I was soaking up huge amounts of information and knowledge, and trying to understand what worked and what didn't work, and what was impossible to play and what wasn't impossible to play for ideas. Although I haven't learned as much as I should, because I still consistently come up with music that's semi-impossible to play. And I think maybe psychologically I enjoy that, that strange feeling of putting a piece in front of an orchestra and the looks I get back from them where they go, oh my God, what is this? But here on Edward, I had mentioned earlier that I was becoming more at ease and more confident, but there was this process of looking at things and how to divide up themes, lay them out, and look at them like a great puzzle, that it was becoming how I looked at a movie. And each of these pieces of music began to become colored pieces of puzzles. They were either the blue piece, the red piece, the green piece, but they were parts of different colored coded pieces related to different themes, and they all had to fit together. Now, I know that sounds pretty insane. It's incredibly difficult to describe, but it is rather like setting out all the pieces in a huge jigsaw puzzle and understanding what each of the different color groups are going to do for the movie, and then breaking them down into all these different shapes, just like a puzzle, knowing not quite how they're going to fit together, but knowing that you've got all the pieces laid out in a way that's going to make sense. So when you need to draw from one color or the other color, you know exactly where to go. They're right there at my fingertips. And what I'm going to do with them, I don't know, but I know where I need to find everything that I'm going to be looking for. Now, if you want to have me committed, locked away, go ahead. I guess if one ever had any idea while they were doing a piece of work what or how it might carry into the future, it would probably be a terrible thing. I certainly never had any idea when I was writing the music to Edward Scissorhands so many years ago that it was going to be imitated and copied as much as it was. Of all the works that I've done, this more than practically all the rest of them combined. And if I'd have known that, it probably would have scared me and affected how I was doing it. It never occurred to me that this little cult, funny thing that I really enjoyed was going to keep reappearing year after year. I guess there's 1 or 2 films per year since then, even last year and the year before, where variations on Edward's themes keeps popping up in film scores, and it kind of becomes a joke between me and certain friends. I'll get a call, and they'll say, "Oh, Edward's back," and we'll listen to the score, and there it is. And I guess that's a form of flattery, but it's a very, very weird feeling. And worse than that, or odder than that, I should say, is television commercials, which has been almost like a constant thing since Edward came out. So if I'd only known that I was going to influence television commercials in the future, I probably would have, well, what would I have done? I don't know. Maybe I would have moved to a country far away and taken on a different name. I don't know.